It's the Tame Show. It's the Tame Show. Where great conversations are discussed.
I don't know. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Uncut Conversations with LaShanda and Brandon. All right. So I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't know. Our engineer today is, I think he's slightly drunk. But since we lack an HR department, we don't have nobody to complain to. And we just needed somebody to push the goddamn button today. So we're not going to complain.
Oh my God. We're all good.
Oh my God.
All right.
So today, we're just going to jump into the conversation.
Get into it.
Of what is actually going on in the world today.
Scott.
In the world today.
LaTocha Scott.
Which apparently
Tamika Scott.
is $30,000.
30. The keywords. LaTocha Scott. Tamika Scott. $30,000.
That's it. Okay. So we are in a new setting, by the way. So we gonna be switching it up on y'all. Y'all just never gonna know. But anyway, so let's just jump into it. So I personally have been watching all of the seasons. I've seen all of the interviews and this, that, and the third. And we're just going to jump in with our 2 cents, 2 nickels, dimes, quarters.
Well, girl, let me do it a little bit better now. We can jump in with $1, $2, $3.
Well, it ain't 30,000, but we jumping in.
But bitch, let me find out and you owe me $30,000. I'm not going to be so graceful.
No, I'm not. Okay.
I'm coming for the guns. I'm coming hard with interest. That $30,000 is gonna be 90 by the time I finish. Pain and suffering. Oh, this ain't about me.
Yeah, it's not.
This is about them.
It's about them. Okay.
Got you.
So, apparently, if you've been living on a rock and you don't know, let me just give you the synopsis of what's been going on. So the group SWV and
what
Escape came back.
You is understanding.
Can we communicate?
Okay. So they have been. They're coming back together. They're trying to do a tour, what have you.
You my little secret.
So apparently,
if you don't tell, I won't tell, and that's how we gonna keep it.
So they're coming back together. They're doing this show. They're trying to do a show.
$30,000 was her secret. She didn't tell.
Can I get it out there?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I get it.
Go ahead.
That's how she keep it.
No, that's how she kept it. That's not how we gonna keep it. Go ahead.
Anywho, okay. So you can't hit on one tequila. So, in a nutshell, Tiny's mom, Miss Diane, went ahead and signed the girls up for something called sound exchange, where I guess they get their royalties or what have you. So she did this back in the day, and the only thing that is unclear from my understanding is we don't know how long ago this was, up until like now. So we don't know I haven't heard anybody say the actual time frame or whatever.
And what Candy said, even when I was listening to her on, I think it was Ricky Smiley, you know, at this point, because Ricky Smiley even asked her the same thing, how much does he think it totals? You know, how much does she think it totals?
Tamika said, no. Tamika said herself. So that's a good question. So let me get it out and then I answer that.
Go ahead.
Because, so Tamika is a legend. Tamika Scott, and if you didn't know, Tamika Scott and LaTocha Scott are sisters.
Was.
And, well, yeah.
$30,000 will break us up.
Okay, so she is a legend that her sister stole. Her mom is aware, and she's implicating Rocky, which is Tasha's husband, implicating all 3 of them in this situation and saying that they stole $30,000 from her. Well, the $30,000, 100%, she said, Tamika said that is not the total amount. She just gave, not saying she just gave a number, but she kind of gave a number, but that is not the number. Apparently, the way she said it insinuates that it's much more than $30,000, right? So when she called them out on the first episode, if I'm not mistaken, and she said, you know, she's always felt like she's been treated unfairly by her mom and things of that nature.
Because she looked like the daddy.
Because she looked like the, but also not just that, but come to find out, she also has a better relationship with their father. than
Well, it makes
LaTocha.
sense because on screen, Latasha got a better relationship with the mom.
Right.
So
But
mama
I
is
feel
not
like
his ass.
if you feel that one child, like if I'm gonna alienate one of my kids because you just remind me of somebody. First of all, that's shitty parenting. Then number two, you can't blame somebody for feeling the way they feel. So a couple of episodes down the line, they had this big blow up or whatever first episode. A couple of episodes down the line, or one or two or whatever it was, the mom comes over and she's really listening to, seems like Tamika, but I'm not really buying that she's listening to her because it just doesn't seem like, you know, like if I tell you you hurt me and you go, well, no, that's not true. You can't debunk and devalue my feelings, right?
Right.
So the mama was kind of doing that and telling her, you gonna talk to me. I think that struck a chord with me because one thing I think parents fail to realize, at some point, your child is gonna always be your child. But at some point, your child is also 99.9% of the population who wants to, is gonna procreate and have their own kids. Your daughter is gonna be the queen of her own castle one day. It's not a competition, but respect is earned, not just automatically given. And you can't come and just attack somebody for something that they feel in their heart is wholeheartedly. Y'all treated me like shit my entire life. Even Candy, even Tiny said, you know, you had this blind loyalty to your sister that was fucking unnerving. She was wrong and you wouldn't call her out on it. We couldn't say what we really wanted to say because we knew at the end of the day you was going to defend your sister whether she was right or wrong. She defended her sister so much that she lied on Candy. Did a public apology about it. But, I digress. So now we're here with the $30,000. On one hand, Latasha Scott says, excuse me, she says, I learned, and I quote, this is from her mouth, I learned about the $30,000 when y'all learned about it. How in the hell did you learn about $30,000 when, she said, when I watched it on TV? First of all, you was taping it. So the look that she gave her mama was like, this ain't supposed to be brought up. The reaction that they mama had, which was cut the cameras off, right? Why you gonna cut the cameras off when your daughter telling you this is something that has happened? And y'all, they both looked at each other. And there's one more thing that I noticed, and nobody is talking about this. I have not heard anybody say anything about this. This pissed me off so bad. When in that exchange on the first episode, she's telling them, like, she's explaining to her mama what happened of the incident, not the $30,000, but the incident that caused them to have this rift, which was Candy and Tamika being locked out their dressing room. She gets up, you know how I do animated, we do a demonstration, right? So she does a demonstration and her mama is sitting across from Latasha and Tamika is up like with her back turned or whatever, and her mom mouths the words, she jealous. She jealous. How is somebody jealous that they got locked out their damn dressing room? And the person that I've been riding for, my sibling, I'm supposed to be thick as thieves with all the damn time, left me. Like, what the hell? Right? So you already showing in episode 1 where your loyalty lies. Right? Then you move on. Tamika has come out because you know Latasha said she needed receipts and things of that nature. She came out, has the receipts. Now you saying, and I find this very ironic. So have you seen any of her, like any little snippets where she goes, I didn't take $30,000. I didn't. She's saying, it sounds like Tamika is saying, Latasha is saying, I'm getting the blame for something I personally didn't do. Although your husband was on, oh my God, what is that blogger's name? Tasha K. Tasha K's
which
thing.
by the way, what I saw, because I don't necessarily, I guess my take on, just to kind of get to where you are at, because I don't necessarily do Thought TV like that, just being perfectly honest. Because it saddens me in a whole.
I didn't either until this is like this.
But
I wasn't watching.
it's just so many things that hold on.
You're parched.
My throat was dry.
Ooh,
and I was listening because I'm working on my listening skills. Okay. You right? And I was listening. I was like, therapy is working.
Hey.
Embracing therapy. Okay. But no,
go check out that episode.
Embracing therapy. But
forgot to mention one thing.
Okay, we're
This
episode.
This episode is sponsored by Tipsy Cow Tumblers.
Moo! Y'all go to my girl's website.
It will be up on Sunday.
We have had.
We're gonna come back and let you know. Well, at the end of the video, we'll put all the details.
And it's a debt-free website. She don't owe nobody no $30,000.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
She ain't in debt. We got it on a special, but
thank you for that $1 Shopify.
I never said the amount now.
I will. It's $1 because I owe nobody.
But you my sister, girl. I don't put our business out there on the street.
It's fine.
That's our business.
Shopify had a good deal.
But girl, I don't put our business out there. That's for LaTocha, the gospel artist. You know,
Which
wait a minute. Just keep it together now. We gonna get there. But let me just say this though, because I don't do Thought TV, and I feel like, honestly, it's so demeaning. It's already bad enough that we got, you know, Housewives of Atlanta, and we get to see a bunch of different black people coming together and arguing and stuff like that. And it really didn't matter to me, but at the end of the day, to this one, was so mind-blowing. You got two sisters. And the point that I'm going to get to, because I haven't been watching SWB and Escape and all that. I was a fan of both of them. That's part of, you know, the era that I grew up in. There's some songs that I like from Escape. There's some stuff that I like from SWB. As a whole, the one thing I can say, I'm just so confused with LaTocha a little bit because
she looks like a liar.
I'm not gonna even get there yet because she looked more than that. But I'm not gonna get into that yet. I'm just saying this is just goes to show you how sometimes you can miss the blessing that God then gave you with the ignorance, because she's surrounded by people. When you think about Candy is phenomenal. That girl she could sell a roach to a dead man. Like literally. She done produced like everything, whether it was gospel, whether it was R&B. And then you got Tamika, and this is the thing with Tamika. Tamika was sitting in front of me. You know, I would really tell Tamika, girl, like, hold your head up high, because that girl is talented. Like, she really is talented. So part of me, when I did hear a few snippets where LaTocha Scott said, I didn't know, part of me believed her, and this is why. And you
said LaTocha?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I blanked out.
You didn't listen to me, and this is why I say that, because I personally feel like this, and you can chime in and tell me if I missed some stuff because I haven't been watching this show. I'm just on the outside looking in. But sometimes everybody see LaTocha now. But when I think about when her and her husband first got together, she didn't look like what she looked like now. She was truly a big girl. And sometimes big girls, just like we all go through, they have self-identity issues. They're just not nurtured right. So when they meet a man, because her husband, make no mistakes, he was a very handsome man back in the day. His ignorance is making him look the total opposite of that now, don't get me wrong. But when I think of who he was and what she looked like then, it's very possible that she was caught up in just somebody loving her because everybody else had been rejecting her. I don't know. I'm just speaking from a person who's been going to therapy.
That's right.
And I feel like this. Sometimes there are some women and men, depending on the situation, when they get married, they are so insecure with who they are, they let their husbands control every aspect of their life. So if you think about it, it really is a possibility that she didn't know. Because if her husband is the one handling all of the finances, because keep in mind, he really wasn't really anybody.
Well, hold on, let me pause you right there. So to that point, he said on Tasha K, which, let me just say this, that was not even the question of the phone call of the conversation, right? When she called him, it was over something entirely different. He brought this whole conversation on, right? And he said that Sound Exchange sent all the checks to Tasha
he said, now I do remember him saying that they said because they were sisters, which I don't even know how that worked, because in most worlds it doesn't matter if we brother or sister. My check is my check. My name is my name. But what I feel like, and this is where, and I'm not defending LaTocha, because God knows, I think that I feel like this. I don't care. I understand when people get married, you're supposed to honor your husband, whatever thing. But you got to draw the line when it comes to breaking down your family. I'm sorry. I don't care. But that fact that she said that one thing, I didn't know about it. At first, the first thing that came to my mind is like, you lying, you stupid. How do you not know? But what if, just hear me out, and I'm just speaking, because at the end of the day, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. At the end of the day, it could be a bunch of things. But let's just be honest. There are some women out there, and there are some men, I'm not going to make this a gender thing, that let their spouse handle all of the finances. So if I personally feel like this. If he, first of all, his integrity is his integrity. Which ain't shit right now. If you can go out and cheat on somebody that you supposedly love, and I'm not gonna even make this a husband and wife thing. I'm just gonna say, if you commit yourself to somebody and you can go out there and cheat on somebody,
but it's not cheating, because now you got an open marriage.
Well,
but you're singing gospel.
But you getting a whole head of us on that one, because. But here's the thing with that is, I think she's still. I'm sorry.
Blind.
I just feel like not only is she blind, but she has been brainwashed. It's equivalent to the fact that somebody that has raped and molested somebody all these years, but that person don't even know they've been raped or molested, because the person that did it has brainwashed them and psychologically made them feel like it's okay. So it's a possibility, and I'm not saying it's true, I'm no therapist, but what I am saying is I do know, and you can tell, because everything that I have seen, she have downgraded her sister. She have downgraded the group. She has did everything, but not once has she held her husband accountable for his shit.
To back that. That's
so it's possible. Hold on. So
to
it's possible she didn't know. He was handling everything.
Well, to back.
But she don't want to put him out there.
But to back you up on that though, a lot of the episodes that I've watched, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Escape, love SCTV, love, you know what I'm saying. To back that up though.
Hell, look at Wendy Williams.
No,
she supported that man to the end. If you look at everything that Wendy Williams has been through, every show, she called out everybody. Every other female, she said, oh, she did this, she did that, and she's always supported her husband. But then guess what? Look at what he ended up doing.
No,
this is the same thing.
To your point though, if you ever decide to watch, you will see a lot of the situations where
I'm not gonna watch. I'm gonna live it through you.
Okay,
and I'm gonna live it through my part.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Because y'all watch that stuff. First of all, I don't support it.
No,
That's like black on black crime.
No, I'm watching it because I want to see what it is. I don't want to hear from someone else. I like to know.
But you still support it.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does.
Well,
because if people like you didn't watch it, they shut them down.
Well, wrong person.
That wasn't me. I promise you, I did not put you in the show. I didn't put you in the show.
Look, the thing is,
and you ain't nowhere near Rocky and whoever.
No,
because you love the show.
Not.
And what I done seen you went through, bro, you are the victim.